Kamlesh. Okay, students, we were doing trigonometric integrals, and what we have done so far in trigonometric integrals?
Partial fractions and trigonometric.
In trigonometric integrals.
Ma'am, odd and even powers
Sine
of
and
trigonometric functions.
Yes, we did how to integrate powers of sine and cosine. How to integrate product of powers of sine and cosine. And we learned two strategies, basically three strategies. That is, if we have this term, we have to integrate this product of sine and cosine. Then how to integrate basically depends on the powers of sine and cosine. So strategy A is, if the power of cosine is odd, we will save one cosine factor and express the remaining in terms of sine. And the strategy B is, if the power of sine is odd, then we will save one sine factor and express the remaining factors in terms of cosine. And if both the powers of sine and cosine is odd, then we can use either strategy A or strategy B. And if both the powers of sine and cosine, strategy C is the third one is, are even, then we will use half angle identity. So we have done sine 4x. How to solve integral sine 4x? Yes, Vanya, how to solve integral of sine 4x? How to integrate sine 4x?
मैम cos की हाफ एंगल आइडेंटिटी यूज करेंगे 1
Yes.
minus cos 2x/2 whole square.
Exactly. We will use half angle identity. But there is another way, that is, we will use half angle identity. First for sine square x, and then we will write it whole square for it, and then expand that whole square, and then again we will use half angle identity for this. That is, we will use half angle identity twice and then integrate. Is another way to solve sine 4x, and this method is a bit lengthy, but you can use this method to integrate any power of sine, any power mean any even or odd power of sine. So I will solve it for sine 4x, and you have to, any idea how to solve about the alternate method?
by parts.
By parts. So for this we need two functions, and for this I will separate one power of sine of x. The other factor will be cube, and now taking sine cube x as the first function and sine of x as the second function, I will integrate it by parts. So first function as it is into integral of second function, integral of sine of x is minus cos x minus integral of second function minus cos x, ये हम as it is लिख रहे हैं, into derivative of sine cube x, which is 3 into sine square x into derivative of sine of x, which is cos x dx. Now next step is to simplify this expression, so it becomes sine cube x cos x minus minus plus, we can take 3 out of this integral, so it becomes sine square x into cos square x dx. Now I can convert this cos square x into sine square x by using the identity 1 minus sine square x, this identity. So it becomes minus sine cube x cos x as it is plus 3. Now I will multiply sine square x with this 1 minus sine square x and apply the integral. So it becomes sine square x minus 3, this minus sine power 4x dx. So again this question is repeated. This question is repeated, sine 4x with -3 coefficient. So I can take this term on my left hand side. So it becomes integral sine 4x plus 3 integral sine 4x. So it becomes 4 integral sine 4x dx is equal to minus sine cube x cos x plus 3 integral of sine square x dx. I can divide this 4 to this side, this 4 over this 4, right? Now how to integrate sine square x? How to integrate sine square x?
मैम हाफ एंगल आइडेंटिटी दोबारा लगाएंगे?
Now we will एक ही दफा लगा रहे हैं अभी फर्स्ट टाइम ही लगा रहे हैं, अभी तो पहले इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स की थी. Now we will apply the half angle identity sin square x and it becomes, and then we can get the complete answer of this integration. Okay, such type of integration in which we have applied the integration and we have reduced this power 4 to the integration of power 2 is called, since the power of the function, the integral has been reduced, so we will call it as reduction formula. Reduction formula, have you ever heard about reduction formulas? नाम सुना है कभी रिडक्शन फॉर्मूलाज? नहीं किया तो बेसिकली ये रिडक्शन
No,
फॉर्मूलाज,
ma'am.
रिडक्शन फॉर्मूलाज ही हैं. दिस इज अनदर स्ट्रेटजी फॉर इंटीग्रेटिंग पावर ऑफ साइन ऑफ एक्स एंड दिस स्ट्रेटजी इज अ बिट लेंथी, लेकिन अगर आप कभी भूल जाएं कि क्या हमें यूज करना है, यू कैन यूज इट एट एनी टाइम. You can use it when the power of sine is odd, you can use it when the power of sine is even, and you can use it for cosine of x, for tan x, for secant, cotangent, cosecant. If you have power 5 over here, it becomes 4 and then this.
मैम इस साइन के अलावा बाकी उनका भी हो जाता है cos tan वगैरह का?
बिल्कुल हो सकता है, बिल्कुल हो सकता है. If I have odd power becomes 4 sin x, और यहाँ से फिर हम इसको, आपके पास 4 आ जाएगा और यहाँ से it becomes sin 4 into sine cube x. So here I will get sine cube and then I will integrate it again by using the same way. बार बार हम उसी तरीके से इसको इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स यूज करते जाएंगे. sin cube x आगे I will again integrate it by parts by writing it as sin x square x into sin x. But here if I have an odd power, then why to apply integration by parts? I can write it simply as 1 minus cos square x into square whole square into sin x. So I will get a short method to solve it if the power is odd. But if I don't know this shortcut method, I will apply the integration by parts and simply solve it. So here I will get 1 minus u square into du. Simply open the whole square and integrate, right? Okay, got this method? This is an alternate method of integrating sine nx. I can use it sine nx dx in general, and it becomes sine n minus 1x integration of sine x is cos x minus n minus 1 over n sine n minus 2x. This formula is called reduction formula. और कैसे करेंगे इसको? वैसे ही जैसे कि I have done it integration by parts. You have to do it integration by parts. So if you have a question in the exam like this, you have to integrate sine power 5x. First, you will derive this integration formula and then you will apply this integration formula. You don't write the integration formula directly and then apply it. You have to derive the integration reduction formula, right? तो ऐसे डायरेक्ट नहीं चलना बिल्कुल भी. So this is another approach to solve sine 4x. Similarly, you can solve it for cos nx dx. And if you are worried how to integrate, I will write it. Let me write it. Derived integration formula for you. I think some of the students don't know. कि ठीक है ऐसे ही पता चल गया है. Yes.
मैम बता दें एक दफा दोबारा.
मैम ड्राइव कर दें.
Derive करने लगे sin nx dx. So I will write it as sin n minus x into sin x integration. Now this is my first function. This is my second function. First function as it is. Integral of second function, which is minus cos x minus integral of second function, derivative of first function, which is n minus 1 sine of n minus 2x into cos x dx. Okay, and it becomes minus sine n minus 1x cos x plus n minus 1 integral of sine n minus 2 cos square x dx. Write cos square x as 1 minus sine x and multiply it with this. I will get minus sine n minus 1 x cos x plus n minus 1 becomes sine n minus 2x minus n minus 1 sine nx dx. So here I will get, again I get this sine nx, integral of sine nx dx. I can take it to the left hand side. So 1 plus minus 1 becomes n sine nx dx minus sine n minus 1x cos x divided by n plus n minus 1 over n integral of sine n minus 2x dx. This is your reduction formula. I have simply applied the integration by parts. You can apply, you can use this formula for any powers of sine or cosine. Similarly, you can derive the formula for cos nx. You can use this formula for even or odd power of sine x.
मैम इसको इस तरह फॉर्मूला के फॉर्म में याद रखना तो कोई जरूरी नहीं है ना.
जी क्या कह रहे हैं?
मैम इसको इस तरह फॉर्मूला के तौर पे याद करना कोई जरूरी तो नहीं है क्या?
नहीं, फार्मूला के तौर पे करना जरूरी नहीं है, लेकिन मैं एक ऑल्टरनेट अप्रोच आपको दिखा रही हूँ कि इसका एक ये भी बन सकता है इंटीग्रेशन बाय पार्ट्स से. लेकिन कुछ केसेस में ऐसे जब हम आगे जाके करेंगे तो हमारे पास कोई और स्ट्रेटजी नहीं रहती, कोई और शॉर्टकट वे नहीं रहता, तो हमें यही अप्रोच यूज करनी पड़ती है. इन सम क्वेश्चंस you have to use this way. For example, if I have sine 9x, sine even power sum sine 8x or sine 12x, then it is easy, convenient to use this reduction formula, because then I have to apply again and again the half angle identity. So it's better if I use this reduction formula. In that case, if I have the even power of sine x, for example 10, 12. Okay, this is how to solve the powers of sine and cosine. Moving further, we will see how to integrate the product of powers of tangent and secant. We can apply the same strategy. We can, as we have done in the product of powers of sine and cosine, what we did in that section, we separate one factor of sine and cosine, whichever is odd. जो भी ऑड था हमने उसके फैक्टर को अलग करके बाकी दूसरे को उसके कॉम्प्लीमेंट में कन्वर्ट कर लिया. We will apply the same strategy here. We will separate the derivatives. We can separate either secant square x. We can separate secant square x, or we can separate, और किसको सेपरेट कर सकते हैं?
Secant x tan x.
Secant x